Good morning. We joined with
Good morning.
Mr. L. Ramesh. He is the director for Apeksha tools and they are into printing and packaging. So let's hear more about them. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I'm basically a engineer with
Can you start
exposure
with your
to
company history, sir?
entrepreneurship since 1995. I started this company then as a tool room, and then slowly I got an opportunity in 3M and continued there for nearly 20 years. I was into printing and packing and converting a lot of their products. This is a brief background about me.
So what is your team strength, sir?
My team strength was depends on the production requirement. Basically, we keep adding people when the production is very high rate, and we reduce people accordingly. It
And
depends on the production rate, production
and is your
requirement of the
company
company.
running on loans or is it bootstrapped or funded?
No, no, it was never. It started basically without any fund base, and we have added machines when required. Of course, with our own funds, and only for few requirements of working capital like labor payment and other things, we have taken small loans. That's all. Apart from that, it is totally run by our own funding.
What is the turnover of the company, sir?
Turnover, well, see, basically today, if you speak, it is about 30 lakhs, where we have totally come out of 3M. We are doing printing and packing for various small MSMEs, and we are Suprajit is also one of our company. We are tier 2 suppliers to Suprajit, where we do
What is
printing
what is
and
the
other things.
year-on-year growth that you're expecting?
Mm, Year on year growth, see, basically, we according to the requirement is around 10 to 15%, which we are achieving. But we are changing fields. That is where we are a little worried. That's all, because the printing quality requirement keeps changing from customer. Um, we have to add machines. That's where we try to take a cautious thing. But we are growing nearly 10% every year.
That's good, sir. And how many number of engineers do you have?
No, no, all are basically unskilled people what I have. And we train them and we expertise them, and then we ask them to do the job. All are unskilled.
Do you have any sales representatives?
No, no, I don't have any sales representative. I'm as a proprietor, I do myself the marketing as well.
And what is your operating margin or your profit margin?
Um, Year on year it is reducing, but earlier we used to work on 30 to 40%. Now it has come down to 10%, 10 to 15%.
And what is your salary percentage to turnover?
My this thing is salary will be around 40%, 40 to 50% of the sales. It's basically a labor conversion printing job.
That is very high based on the norm, no, sir, because it should be less than 10% or something. Do you feel
No, no, the
and you
percentage
want to
depends on
reduce?
the job what you're doing. Basically, if you are doing a production with the material, then it should be around 8%.
Correct.
But we are doing only labor job where the labor content is very high. That is going to be our charges. So it will be around 30 to 40%.
So
Balance will
what
be
strength
about
of your company,
30.
sir? So what is of your
Strength of
company?
my company is we cater to niche area of printing and packing totally we take up. The other service also we provide.
Has
But
this core strength of yours made your company sail through COVID-19 pandemic?
yeah, that is the sale. That is the core strength of my company, where we used to pack a lot of various products for 3M, 3M India Limited. Nearly about 25 SKUs we used to convert for them, and we used to keep up to the schedules of different products every month. So we our core strength has been that packing and printing to the requirement.
So what is your
So we
formulations? What are your new formulations for post-COVID operations?
post-COVID operations is totally different because see, basically entrepreneur should adopt himself to the requirement of the market. So we are also changing. We are getting into manufacturing what is required by the present market. We are entering into mask manufacturing due to our exposures with various industries. Um, we are entering into mass manufacturing, which is going to have a very tremendous market in coming years.
So do you think work from home is a boon or a bane?
It depends on the field of what we are working on. See, if we can manage um, to work from home, we can do. It depends on the business call. Depends on the business call. Basically, if everybody cannot sit at home and work, people like us, who cater to the basic hardware part of the business. So we have to be in the field. It's difficult for us to be on work from home.
So what are the areas of improvements that you see?
Pardon?
What are the areas of improvements?
Improvements is we have to get into um, automation, low cost automation. That is going to give us more productivity and competitiveness. Repeatability we have to maintain. So that is why we have to enter into low cost automation, what small scale industries of today require.
Now,
That is going to be the solution for the present is.
now talking about strategy. For
Mm,
every MNC, there is a chief strategist. But for
mm.
MSME, a chief strategist is mostly the director himself.
Director or the
What is
proprietor.
your
Yeah.
strategy post-COVID?
Post COVID, what I can say is you cannot get into the uh, development or see, we have to get into the core business where the basic raw materials which is not produced in the country has to be catered. We have to identify the core material requirement of the industry of present this thing in India. So we have to identify and then we have to enter it there.
So what is your
Basically,
future plan, sir?
my future plan is that identify the basic this thing, raw material with the products. Basically, the raw material uh, or the ingredients has to be developed in India itself, so that we can totally stop depending on the other countries, which is not established in India.
And what are the challenges that you face in your domain, sir?
Challenges is the um, abolition of the other countries' product cannot be achieved within a month, 1 month or 2 months, whereas that has to be slowly taken out by starting the production in India. but keeping the requirement of the India also. So we have to slowly cater to the Indian requirement by mixture of importing as well as producing it in India. That is the challenge what we have now.
True, true. So now getting into your personal rapid fire round, sir. Are you married or single?
Yeah, I'm married.
And how many kids?
I have 2 kids. My daughter, I got her married in US back, and my son is in pharmacy line, doctor of pharmacy is doing. He's in the final year.
What would you do if you have
Hmm.
same knowledge and you were just 20-year-old?
Today, surely I will try to enter into some core other thing and start producing in volumes and sell it to the world. Because today's for youngsters, what I suggest is they have to think of some products which they can produce it in India. See, technology we have, the world is open now. Technology, it is not at all difficult. Only thing you have to work in that line. But what is the attitude they have to develop is they have to produce in high volumes and sell it to the world. This is the concept of growing, anybody growing. And wherein by doing that, you can also maintain quality, consistency, and the need of the world requirement, quality requirement as well as quantity. So I suggest youngsters to take a production of core materials, some raw materials, which is very much required, which very much we depend on the other countries uh, for our production needs. So youngsters should jump in and start producing some basic raw materials.
So how many hours of sleep do you get, sir?
Pardon?
How many hours of sleep do you get?
Sleep, I do get about normal sleep at this age. We do take a lot of things. Sleeping is very much important, but that
Anywhere
is
between six to
the thing.
seven hours?
8 hours I usually take.
That's good. And what is your current book? What is the current book that you are reading, sir?
Pardon? Current
What is the current book that you are reading?
reading,
Yeah.
reading at present, I'm totally concentrating on development of machines for this thing. I'm not reading any book presently. I'm just focusing on production
So any
of
CEO that you
producing
are
the development.
following?
I mean, the development of the machine. Pardon?
Any CEO that you are following?
No, no, no. I'm following myself.
So what do you suggest the current
Hmm.
entrepreneurs? What is your suggestion to them?
Current this thing basically they should develop taste for entrepreneurship. That is the for entrepreneur, it is the attitude requirement is the basic requirement. See, basically, students or youngsters should develop a taste for becoming entrepreneur and do it patiently. See, if patience is lost, the entrepreneurship will not continue. So I request them to wait for their fruits to yield. So they should have patience. That's what I suggest. And entrepreneurship is also a career to be sought out, like other careers. Options means opportunities are plenty. Only thing they should go in that direction and start working in that. Time can surely give them very good results.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank
having you or giving us suggestions. And I hope
Yeah,
you enjoyed our show.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Pradeep.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.